Hi, I'm Old Sneelock. Welcome to another episode of Old Sneelock's Workshop. Well, I'm moving stuff into the workshop, but before I do, some of the stuff came from, this came out of the tractor shed. And this was just sitting in the backyard here waiting for me to get around to cleaning it, so while I'm cleaning the mouse houses off of the top of the shelves on the rack, I'm going to clean off this a little bit too. I gotta say, I don't like earwigs. I never saw an earwig till I moved to Union City. In Coldwater, we didn't have earwigs. We had June bugs, and flies and spiders and things like that, but no earwigs. Also, I had very few grasshoppers in Coldwater. When I moved to Quincy, we found grasshoppers. Brand new house. Had Pella windows in it. Don't buy Pella windows. They had nylon screens. Grasshoppers eat nylon. They ate the screens off the Pella windows. Well, to get rid of grasshoppers, you get rid of the tall grass. So that fall, I burned off all the tall grass lining the ditch row across the street from our house, both sides. That pretty much took care of the grasshopper. Thought I had it pretty well taken care of. Then we moved to Union City, and there we had earwigs. On top of the earwigs, we also had Japanese beetles. I had never seen a Japanese beetle until I went down to Angola for a golf outing. The company was having a golf day. They invited all the management down there to play golf. So I went down there and I noticed that there were bugs climbing up out of the greens. In between the individual blades of grass, you'd have bugs everywhere. They'd fly around and run into you. It was a mess. And I thought, wow, they got strange bugs down in Indiana. Well, the next year, I had them up in Union City. I'll tell you a funny story about that. I fell for a dumb move. Somebody said that they had Japanese beetle traps that would catch them and kill them. Well, seeing as how I had Japanese beetles that ate every rose off my wife's whole rose garden, ate the leaves, just stripped the rose bushes down to the bare sticks. I thought, well, okay, we'll get a said I'll get a Japanese beetle trap. Well, Japanese beetle trap was a thing designed to sample beetles. They wanted to know how many beetles there were in an area. They'd set up one of the traps. It would attract Japanese beetles to it. Beetles would land on this scented piece of yellow plastic. They're attracted to yellow. Didn't know that, but they're attracted to yellow. They would land on this scented piece of plastic, yellow plastic. When they landed on it, they couldn't hang on. They'd fall into this bag. Well, the bag was wider at the bottom than it was at the top. They couldn't fly straight up and get out, so they were stuck in the bag. And I went out the first day we put that out in the backyard. We put it over the fire pit, away from the house. There were probably 200 Japanese beetles in that bag. I said, wow, we got them all. I was wrong. I went out the next day. The bag was completely full. It was so full, it couldn't hold anymore. They fell in the bag and climbed right back out. Not only that, there were more of them all over the place. Then I looked off across the field. I had a soybean field next to the house. Japanese beetles. Let's see. Soybeans. Japan. Okay. They happen to like soybeans. I could see a layer of Japanese beetles. Like, I don't know, the bombers coming into Germany after, during World War II. Just a layer of them. A dark line across the whole top of the field, about this high. And they were flying right at my house, headed upwind towards that stinking bug trap. Yeah, stinking. It stunk like something they liked. Now, I had been taking the bugs and put them in a steel 5-gallon pan and put some kerosene on them and lit them up and burned them. They smell horrible when they're burning. They don't smell any better when they're dead. So I got rid of the Japanese beetle trap, and I recommend that you don't do anything like that, ever. If somebody says, oh, we've got a trap for, tell them to go away. You've seen those bug zappers that supposedly catch the mosquitoes? Same deal for bug zappers and mosquitoes. It attracts every fly from the neighborhood to come up to that ultraviolet light. They all leave your neighbors alone and come up to your house. If you're going to do that, you really want to make it useful. Get enough of them to surround your house completely, and then light them so that all the bugs in the neighborhood will come to that. Before they get to your house, they'll stop at one of those things and get zapped. But be prepared with a shovel, because you're going to have mosquitoes on the ground piled up. Ask me how I know. Yep, I bought one of those too. So, if you look around here, you will never see an earwig trap. Nope, not going to have it. I do put out something called Home Defender. It does kill earwigs. It also kills stink bugs, which we started seeing here about 5 years ago, just before COVID. Yeah, that's how things are kind of remembered around here. Was it during COVID, after COVID, or before COVID? Before COVID, you had a year every year. So, I'm just letting you know from my experience. That was a poorly made decision on my part. This thing had a water leak, and those people had a rust problem. I don't know, I might not be able to fix the water leak. This might have been a waste of $3. But I wanted to have something to put the hose in out front, so that I could crank the hose in. Because I water the plants in the front yard. And wrapping up the hose, it's an annoyance. It's not a severe problem. But I'm thinking, you know, if I don't have to, why should I? And if I can't get this one working, I'll probably just buy a new one. But this is old Sneelock's workshop. We fix things. So one of the goals here is to try and make things that other people said wouldn't work usable. If I will get you 10, I knock that off before I'm done. Still got ammonia in this stuff. clean. Now I just have to let it sit out here in the sun and dry while I cook supper. Yes, this was barely worth the trouble, but you know, if I'm going to put it in the workshop, I don't want to have it smelling like old mouse nests. If you have any suggestions for new video, questions about today's video, or any of the other videos on the channel, just drop a note in the comments. You know I read them all. Thanks for watching.
This video is not to be viewed by anyone under the age of 13 in the U.S. or 16 in the European Union without the express written permission of the parents or the legal guardians of the underage person. Such written permission must be on file at the local government entity in charge of enforcing the rules and regulations established by the FTC. Anyone violating these terms is admitting by default that they hold harmless the owners and operators of this channel. Any and all questions should be addressed to your local branch of the FTC.